the Happy Hour podcast with your host, Joel Fleischman.
Hey, welcome to Joel Fleischman Happy Hour podcast, episode number 31. Wow. So this is a Happy Hour podcast. I have my good friend here, downtown Harrison, with me. Welcome to the podcast.
Man, I'm so glad to be here.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers, my friend.
Now we do this right. We do this right.
Okay, you show me how.
There, just crack that. There you go.
Oh, man.
Cheers. Sponsored
Cheers,
by
friend.
Central Waters Brewery
What?
in Amherst, Wisconsin. Jason Blanker up there.
Wow.
One of the owners. This is a pilot series beer, so this is actually a beta. This beer is not in the general public.
What?
We're just taste testing it. It's called what? In May, if it comes out, it's a tangerine wheat,
Okay.
American style wheat ale.
Ooh, I'm gonna taste it. Let me tell you.
Nope.
Joe trying to kill me already. Woo, man. But you know what? I do kind of like it.
You do?
Yeah, I do like it. I mean, I'm used to like real light beers.
Yeah, me too.
You know,
Yeah,
Bud Light stuff.
Yep.
But that's got a little oomph to it. You know what I mean? That's probably what
Yeah, it was a lot.
Let me see.
Yeah, it's a little better. Second tastes better. I can see them selling a lot because it's got good flavor.
Yes.
It's got that tangerine.
It's
does
got
come
a
out.
good, yes it does. Yes,
In
it
between
does.
grapefruit and like an orange. I mean, it's got some
I
tartness to
taste
it.
something in there that I'm like, wow, what
Yeah,
is
but then it's
taste
like-
in there? Oh man,
Right here.
hit me right there.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, it did.
Okay, so who are you? Where'd you grow up?
You know,
Give me your elevator speech. We're
okay,
going up and down the
okay.
elevator. Tell me who you are.
well, first of all, I'm gonna originally from Chicago, been living in the Milwaukee area for quite a few years, and then of course moved around a little bit. Then I moved out to Kewaskum, so I've been out in Kewaskum now for almost 20-something years. And life for me, it's been a road, but you know what?
So what's your name? Go way back.
Oh, way back.
Yeah, you're downtown Harrison.
Well, Harrison Townsend actually. Is
Harrison Townsend.
My Harrison Townsend.
God-given name.
There you go.
How'd you get the nickname Downtown?
A gentleman at a job that I worked at in Grafton gave me the name Downtown when he heard me sing once. He said, "You should be Downtown Harrison," and I stayed with that name ever since.
And what do you do?
I've
What have you all done?
actually done a lot.
I believe you.
I had opportunities to be. I've been on America's Got Talent. I had the chance to go on there skiing. You know how that is. It's not real, you know.
Yeah,
They wanted a sad story. I didn't have it, but I had the talent. But I've been around Summerfest. I've been on Fox.
So
16,
for those people that don't know, which a lot of people at Drexel and who we got millions of followers or 5.
Right.
So you're Americans Got Talent. But what does that mean? What are you, a magician? What are you, like a ventriloquist? What do you do?
I impersonate voices. You know, like Louis Armstrong, Neil Diamond.
And you sing?
Where it begin? Yeah, a little bit. That's basically it. And do some amazing dancing just as well.
Absolutely. I've
Yes.
seen you a few times.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, and that's not your only thing you do though. You hold down a 9 to 5er.
Yes, Quad Graphics.
And you've been there how long?
I've been at Quad Graphics going on 21 years.
And how long you been entertaining?
Actually, I've been entertaining about 28 years.
Okay.
28 years.
And you also did some bodybuilding in between somehow.
Yeah, I try to take care of myself. You know,
Yeah.
I ain't no young whippersnapper anymore. But
Oh, you've done professional bodybuilding a little
No,
bit?
I
Not
never
pro
took it
means
to
to get
that.
paid, I guess, but I mean amateur?
I never took it to that level.
Okay.
I just performed a lot at State Fair.
Okay.
So I've been won a lot of best posing competitions. But basically,
At the Wisconsin State Fair?
Yeah.
So it was like the chickens and then the rabbits and then like the humans.
There you go.
You get like a blue ribbon at the State Fair then?
They should have been
measuring you.
That's about
At
it.
least they don't fry you up at the end.
But I'm going back though. I'm working on it now. Really.
Are you? Is there like a old man division?
Yeah, there is over 50.
Over 50?
Over 50. It's
That's-
called the
that's-
Masters.
That's cool.
So-
that geeks me up, and maybe because I'm close to that age. So
Yeah, I think you can do it.
yeah, another 100
I think,
pounds
yeah, I'm
maybe.
telling you,
a
you can do it.
little bit of weight. I'm a little thin. I'm getting that older, frailer dude. Like I'm that old guy.
I
with
don't
the
know about
shawl.
that.
That's all good. So how did you get into entertaining?
You know, it's amazing because I started singing when I was real young. As you know, I had a pretty rough life. So, you know, not having my mother in my life caused me to sing a lot of 50s and 60s. But if you would have told me that's who I would be, I would have been, it wouldn't have happened. But as
What did
time
you want to
went
do
on-
when you grew up?
What did I want to be?
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to be anything that can get me out of where I was.
Period.
That's pretty much it. It didn't
Just
matter.
grind somehow.
Yes. It was all about just coming up out of where I was.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Tough deal.
Yeah.
So when's the first time you got paid to perform?
I got paid at Fish Day. Are you familiar with Fish Day? They gave me $100.
Port Washington?
Fort Washington.
Yeah.
Fort Washington.
Give you $100?
$100. That's all they gave
Did you have
me.
to audition?
No, a guy at my job was on the Lions, and he said, "You know what? I can get you a show out there." So he set it up, and I went out there and made $100. And after that, I was doing it every year.
Now, the first time you did it, did you do skits then and what you do now?
No, I didn't do quite the skits, but I did impersonate a lot of the voices, but that was limited. I could only do about an hour show.
Okay.
So that's about all I had.
Yeah, for $100.
For $100, but we
Back
did
then,
it
pretty good.
twice. We like, let's do it again. Rewind the tape.
Who wants it?
Well, you know, I was singing off of cassettes.
Right.
So
yeah.
I think cassettes were in.
That's a lot more work than CDs
I
changed
know,
your life.
man, I'm
And now you're off your phone or
Yeah.
iPad.
Oh, yeah.
You got nothing, right? You just got like
Oh, yeah, everything is all Bluetooth now.
Bluetooth, yeah, basic stuff,
look it up
easy.
now. Go
And the
for it.
equipment's so less expensive.
Oh, yeah. Now the amps are built into speakers.
Yeah, so I
you
mean,
don't have to put all that stuff around.
don't tool it around. It's a lot cheaper.
Oh, a lot easier on us.
That's crazy.
As we get older.
As we get older, right? So how do we get? I don't know if you. I'll tell the story virgin from my. How do we know each other? So you probably don't know this. I would say you've been living in Kewaskum 20 years.
20 years.
So it probably was 20 years ago. I remember now. You look a little different. Then we'll get to that. You look
Oh,
a little
you
different.
look a little different.
You look a little different. Than you have a darker skin
I
complexion.
was just going to say it was a lighter.
Yeah. And some people, and most people in Kewaskum, 99% of the people.
You're right. You're right.
So it was a weekend, maybe weeknight, and I was out partying. And there was karaoke at, it was called Wise Guys at the time, PJ
No
Magoo's.
way.
And I remember there was this big, jacked up black dude in Kewaskum. And I'm like, that dude is ripped and he is big.
Yes.
And then you went up, and it was karaoke night, and then you went up and sang, and I'm like, who in the Sam hell is that? Because you were bringing it, obviously.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and you were just bringing it, right?
Yes.
I didn't know who you were. I'm like, well, that's crazy. I think you were maybe sleeveless or something.
Probably so.
Probably jacked up, right? Yeah, why wouldn't I be back then? Whatever. And then it must have been years later. I assume, I don't exactly know when, but we've hired you many times
Yes.
to perform for our customers at Drexel, Campbellsville Building Supply.
Yes.
I mean, we've been at big
Y'all
things.
remember y'all had 3 different events.
Yeah.
Remember, I had to travel to all 3 of them.
My liver hurt for 3 months after the 3
It
weeks.
was 3 different places.
Yeah, we always went to Kiel, Berlin, and then Campbellsport.
Yes.
So I think the smallest venue you were in was in a little place in, I think we had you in New Holstein at Altoona, just a little supper club.
You're right.
Maybe
Yes,
50
I remember
people.
that. That's about it.
So you performed for us in front of 50 people, all the way up to 700?
Yes.
Probably now.
Yes,
So
easily.
yeah, easily. So we've had good times together.
Oh yeah, we got to know each other. I got to know your dad.
Yeah, my dad.
he was always telling a joke at the beginning.
Always told
Remember?
the joke.
Always
Yep,
told
you're
an
always part of the
amazing
show.
joke. He was
Yep.
a blessing.
Yeah, always part of the show. Always part of what we always did. You let me sing when I, had too many tangerine
That's right,
weeks.
You did.
Well, I was paying the
remember.
wage. You're like, hey, I'll sing with you, and you're like, really? I'm like, sure. Horribly.
I remember.
And you're
that.
like,
No,
you
I
did
thought
great.
I
I'm
thought
like,
you did good.
I know, no, don't. You can't be lying to me.
And you were such a great person that I remember when we did a show. It might have been at the All-Star Resort. You even gave it an extra hour for the employees. You came up to me and remember?
yeah.
You said, Harrison, everybody
threw
said,
cash.
such
I
a
just
good
threw all
time.
the cash in my
Yes,
wallet.
cash, yeah. You said, Harrison, give him another hour.
And you did.
that was
And
just a
I thought you'd be
blessing.
like, no, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. And I'm
Yes.
like, take all the cash out of my wallet. Will you
Right.
play now? And he's like, I'll play as long as you want.
I'll play as
Yeah,
long as you
let's
want.
keep going. Keep that party going.
Yeah,
all
that's
night.
right. Keep that party going.
And you've
And
always been
everybody
great.
appreciate it.
Yeah, and we always have the best time with you, so I appreciate it. And I've seen you many times since and before. So that's great.
Yes.
So one of the biggest reasons I'm having you on, as you know, maybe you know, I'm a God guy as well.
Praise God.
Yeah, and you really work social media hard on God, right?
Yeah,
and,
I do.
and tough.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
you're saying how it is.
Yeah, I say it like it is. I don't sugarcoat it.
Nope, and I don't know, I mean, we're friends, but I don't know you personally. We don't go to church together.
Right.
Like, I don't see you in those settings. But, and you haven't always preached like that.
No, I haven't.
So how recently has God spoken to you to be more vocal in your faith?
Probably since I went down a bad road with my wife, and I had a drastic change in my life, and it was time. It was time. And after I saw He pulled my marriage and everything together. I just wanted to serve him in every way I possibly can. I don't think a lot of people know. I painted a pretty good picture. You know, a lot of folks didn't know when they saw downtown. That's downtown, but he knew. And all the things I struggled through, he just came and, man, he just overwhelmed me with love and compassion and finance and everything. And he just, and for somebody to come and do that, and you know he had done that to you, you just want to give back to him what he has given to you. And that's what makes me promote him, Jesus Christ, more than ever.
See, and you say it as a personal relationship.
I do have a personal relationship.
To you, it's not an angel in the sky. It's not a pie in the sky.
No.
You say he saved me.
It is he that
he
is
held
in
me.
Yes.
And we all struggle, my friend.
Yes.
There's not a soul on this earth that hasn't been through tough stuff.
Yes.
And either inside or outside.
Yes, I agree. We all struggle, but I've always I even put on my car Philippians 4:13.
Yes, sir.
I can do all things in him who strengthened me, and that's been my walk ever since.
Tim Tebow.
Yes, you go.
Yeah. Is that the back of your car?
Yes, that's on the back of my car.
Yeah, Phil 4:13.
Yeah.
Love that one. That's always good.
Right on there.
That's what Tebow, he'd always put it like on his little makeup.
And there's a truth to that. And like I was talking to some gentlemen today, I said, when faith truly comes, faith becomes sight. And you are able to look at anyone and see through them and see the face of Jesus Christ.
And you have no fear.
Nope, at all.
I fear no death.
Nope.
People don't believe that. I'm like, I'm not. And that doesn't mean I'm not going to, if I was hanging on a cliff with one figure, that would be scared out of my mind.
Yes,
I'm not saying
disagree.
I'm not an idiot. I see a semi coming.
Right.
I don't fear death because Jesus will save me.
Right.
But I don't fear death.
No, because we don't, death wears your stain.
Yeah, you know, I know. Where's your stain?
That's the key.
Amen.
And I think that what don't make me fear just as well is he knows the day and the hour when he'll call me home. Yeah. And it ain't that took me. It's because he wanted me. And when you know that, he's going to set that up.
Woo.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. So I always think God talks to you in different ways at different times of your life and different ways to say it.
Yes.
So right now you came on the air. What's your, I hate to call it your agenda right now, because
right.
That sounds like a politician or media. Right. But what's your current, I do at least, I get stuck on Bible verses, I get stuck on themes, I get stuck on a couple of different paths. And sometimes I think I'm being whispered to say, Joel, speak up about this, right? I think you have the same type of personality. So currently, like right now I'm kind of obsessed with what? Or right now I'm praying on what? Or right now I want to talk to the people here today about what? What? Yeah. What's right now? What's your common theme when you're talking scripture? When you're praying, what's in your brain right now? What comes to you? Because it can vary, right? There's so much to talk about.
It's so much to talk about. I think if I had my goal would probably be. Man, read about it. It's that love of Christ. That would be my what thing. I just wish that people can know what that is.
How do you get? Okay, they're listening. Like, I hear you, but how do I get started?
The key to getting started is knowing that someone thinks of you hard and you think of yourself. No matter if it's your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. There's someone that has put you on a pedestal that's higher than any human being can ever put. And there's a purpose for you in the midst of that. And when you get to that point, then he'll start to reveal to you what your purpose is. And the thing of it is we're all conquerors. But a lot of us feel like we're defeated. But when you represent that you're conquerors, then you go out there and face everything to defeat it.
But real conquerors, not fake, right?
No, you got to be
real.
That's
what you struggle with.
Yeah,
I struggle with.
Yes.
I guess a lot of us do, dudes especially. I think
Yes.
women do too in different ways, but I think men,
Yes.
us testosterone beast, we think we're conquerors, but you have to give up and submit
still
everything. You got to give it up all to him.
Yes.
And then your real purpose will shine. Is that what you're saying?
You're only a conqueror through Christ.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the only way you can be a conqueror.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing of it is so many of us want to push him to the side and be conquerors, but you can't.
Because you're going to say, I, me,
There
me.
you go.
Look what I did.
When the I comes in, you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
See
and
that?
that's so easy. And that because the devil, he wants you to do that.
He wants you to say that
See what you did downtown.
That's right.
See those 1,000 people worshiping you.
That's right.
See who you became.
I know.
See what you did.
It's so easy to step up to the plate. It's so easy for him to put that put it right in front of you.
Oh, that little
You know?
seed's there constantly.
Yeah, he
right?
knows your weak spots. He
Yeah.
knows them. Satan knows your weak spots just as well. So
Oh, and I think the more you do like what you do,
Yes.
the more he's like, if I can get him, I can get anybody.
yes, that's right. But
Yeah.
we all know that we've been sealed. But he still can take us off the path of sharing that gospel.
Yeah.
The key is the less I can get you to share the gospel, the more I don't bother you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've actually talked to a few of my priest friends. I'm like,
Yes.
you know, we all get tempted, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like, what you guys to go through every day as
Oh,
priests,
yes.
I'm like, you guys must just get beat up by that devil every night.
Oh, yeah.
They're alone at night, and they
agree.
just must be grinding on him.
Oh,
I'm like,
yes.
right.
Yes. You know, I will tell you this, when you start to see the image of Jesus Christ in the midst of everything that you face, then you start to be just like David. You know?
Go ahead,
When
explain.
Right. You begin to be like Joseph, where you won't tempt to do something because you know it's against your Lord. Not against the person you're doing it against. You know, like, I work for Choir Graphics, but in reality, who do I really work for? See?
Well, our mission
That's the mindset.
Our mission at Drexel is supply happiness.
Right.
But supply happiness is not just customer service. It is.
Right.
I want to make a genuine, awesome experience for every customer that comes in. Why? I want to make them happy. Why? Because I want to support God. I want to support the true mission.
That is true. And when you know you're working for someone higher, then you give 100% because you're glorifying Him. And that's the same with me with entertainment. I mean, I'm bone on my knees. I need 2 knee replacements. But you wouldn't know that. And neither was someone else who had me out there performing for 4 hours, jumping around. But he knows that. But when I go out on that stage, it ain't about the pain in my knees or whether I got cartilage on them or not. It's about me getting out there and doing what He has given to me and then sharing a message with it.
And then not fearing failure.
Thank you.
Because if it's failure, it's just an experience. We just move on.
That's
He's trying
right.
to teach us something. You had problems in your life, like you shared.
I always said
got
that.
problems. We
I
got
always
problems.
said that failure is never failure. It's a lesson.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Fall forward.
There you go.
Right? I coach basketball.
Right.
Fall 7, rise 8.
There you
so
go.
we go 1, 2, 3. Fall 7, rise 8, 3 times, go.
There you go.
I tell the kids, no matter how often you fall down, it don't matter.
No,
it's that
it doesn't.
8th time. Get up. Get up.
Amen.
Get up and just keep getting up.
That's right. And that's the key.
it.
And if you're capable of getting up, then you've already conquered the falling down. See?
So, right, so we're going to talk. I'm almost done talking COVID, I swear.
Look at that. No, go
No,
ahead.
it's still hot. It's still there though.
It's
Like
there.
I just
It
hope
is.
I'm almost done.
It
Like,
is.
Hopefully we're just
Right.
coming a year later we're not doing this. But it's always gonna be part of our lives now. I mean, it was a huge thing.
Oh, yeah.
What was I saw some of your social media comments on it. I know we think similar. Looking back now we have perception, right? So we lived through it. We're coming out of it. Looking back, what do you think that was all about, honestly? Think that was just protecting us from a virus, or what was that really about?
You know, I think it was more than just a Wuhan bat, if that's what they want to say. But you know what I began to realize is a lot of times.
I guess, what did you learn?
I learned
we can
that-
talk about theories all day.
I learned that no matter what you face in life, there's a lesson to be learned. I learned that it made my strength in Him more stronger because I was facing fear every day, but I refused to let that fear shut me down inside of my house. So the thing of it is when you think about this is God can use whatever evil is done by man for good, and I was seeking that good in it. So when people was walking around with their head down, depressed and everything, I was out there lifting people up.
Yeah, or trying.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Even in the midst of with mask on your face, I was seeing through the mask. I see trees of green, and in places that I went. So I've always had it was a challenge.
Absolutely.
It was a challenge, man. But I knew that we would make it through it. Now that we made it through it, now we keep moving forward.
Yeah, rise up.
Yeah, you got to rise up.
Yeah.
You keep going. You know.
It was tough.
It was tough. I'm not going to disagree. And even now, you still have a lot of people who are still having that fear. It's still there. It hasn't went anywhere. You know, but there will come a time what is greater the fear? Is it the fear of the virus, or is it the fear of where you're going?
That's what I think it is.
See?
That's what I think it is.
That's what the fear is.
It's the fears. I don't want to die.
There
I
you
think
go.
the biggest thing.
'Cause you're
in our
not
culture,
ready.
I think everybody's saying, I just don't want to die.
Right.
And I do think we leaned on ourselves too much. We'll fix this. Wear a mask, it'll be fixed.
See that?
Get a vaccine, it'll be fixed. Yeah, that's what we think.
Well, yeah.
Science, lean on the science. And I'm like,
Yes.
I lean on God, I won't lean on the science.
Well, and
that's being proven.
Yes. I don't, like I said, I know when this thing came, I don't know if I got it, if I didn't got it, but I never worried about it anyway.
What are you
because
gonna do?
I always say if it came to me, then he was aware of it. Now let's go through it.
And that doesn't mean don't be cautious.
No, I was cautious. I had a lot of respect for other people.
Yeah.
People want to respect, and I respect. I wore a mask in certain places that wanted a mask.
Yeah.
I was very courteous, but I was just telling people that I don't fear where I'm going. There's something in me that lets me know that I'm at peace no matter what.
Yeah.
Jesus came to conquer death, and he conquered it. So there's no sting. Am I prepared for it? You got to be every day. See, that's what people are right.
Peace brings joy.
Amen.
Until you're at peace, you have nothing.
You have nothing. And the only way you can have peace is through Christ.
You can chase it all you want. You can chase it all you want.
Yes.
All the things of the world, it'll never happen.
You'll never get peace.
How much was your business down, being an entertainer?
To be honest with you, a lot of shows that wind up canceling was through ACA Entertainment. I worked through ACA.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff canceled, but I did little odds and ends shows here and there. Little cash base here and there.
Side gigs.
I
love those side gigs. That's my style. Little barter style.
You know what I mean? The people, many artists didn't do shows because they feared it, and I said, call me.
Okay.
I would show
so you actually filled in.
Yeah, I would fill in for other artists.
Yeah.
Because
so you did okay.
Yeah, it was a time and a season. I don't know if you know it, but me and my wife were doing all these videos on Facebook. I was dressing up as Rick James and all these different characters.
I thought you lost your marbles. He lost his marbles.
Yeah, my wife thought I did too. We was trying
that
to
I believe.
People.
Julie, I believe, is a lot like my wife Pam.
Yes.
Like they just put up with a lot.
She puts up with him. Yeah, she did.
She puts up with a lot.
She
like,
did.
A lot. Like we're like you and I are a lot.
I'm telling you,
like we're a lot.
I am.
I just thought of that today. I was having one of my Joel days where I was just everywhere doing everything.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, my poor wife, right? Because I got to go home tonight and just try to be, like, tone it down so she can live with me, right?
You're just like I am.
Oh, man. Like, oh,
but
boy.
you know what? The thing of it is somebody made a statement. He said, what legacy will you leave where you will be missed? And that is the key.
Oh, so that's something.
That's amazing. What kind of legacy you want to leave so that people can always say, man, I missed it. I missed that. You know what I mean? That's a legacy.
That's cool.
It's when it's something that they're going to reminisce. My son, which lives in Atlanta, you know what legacy going to be for him? He's going to say, my dad was a firm believer in Jesus Christ. Because I know that because that's what he teaches me.
That's your rock.
That's my rock.
Dang, you're good.
Something.
You're
that's
good.
What I teach him.
You're good. So, we mentioned a little bit, I'm a little light, we're the same dudes. We're like twins.
That's
but my
right.
skin tone's lighter.
That's right.
And my arms are a little smaller. And I can't sing. But, whatever. Moving on.
Oh,
So, what's it like being a 50-some-year-old black dude, entertainer, in Washington County, Wisconsin? I mean, you're in a small minority.
Yes.
And I know that's tough, and God bless you for it. I mean, it's a burden. It's a burden, unfortunately. Again, I don't mean it in a bad way. That didn't come across right, I don't think. That's not what I meant. But it is. It's a thing. It's not to be ignored.
It is.
And I, for a long time I maybe ignored it and didn't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Because I've always like I don't.
You don't see it as skin.
Well, again, you do and you don't, right?
You do, you don't.
So I thought the best way about that for me was to just not talk about it.
You know what?
But now I'm like, I don't think that was the best. So how has it been? What's it like? Talk us through it. How hard is it on a day-by-day basis?
You know what? I'm going to be honest. I was always taught that a man was never based on his color but his character. And when people get to know you by your character, they don't judge you by your color. Now, when you got a bad character, then that character is going to show your color. And that's really what it boils down to. I met some wonderful people.
But that's easy to say.
Right.
That's a thing to say. But why are you being judged at all if your color matters either way, right? That's where I'm frustrated.
Well, the thing of it is you're never going to, matter of fact, okay, I'll put it to you this way. People can say I'm prejudiced because I believe in the Bible and truth. They can say, well, you believe in that and you're judging me. I'm judging you on truth. You know what I mean? You're doing this and I'm saying that. So no matter how we look at life, there's always going to be judgment.
Yeah, which is
No matter how you
which is
look
somewhat
at it.
preconceived
Right.
notions.
You can't take it away.
That's
you can't
fair.
take that away.
Yeah.
And it ain't all about a black color. It can be about anything. No matter how you look at it, racism is always going to be here in every shape or form. The only thing that doesn't have racism in it, and that is love. And people don't get that.
Yeah.
See, and that's the key. When you step out of love, then you begin to start judging.
Right. Well, and race is on skin.
Right.
But prejudice
Right.
is born out of hate. So
And
me
so
being
you're
the
right.
president of
You're right.
Drexel, I know who Joe Fleischman is.
Right.
I know what he's about. I know
Right.
how he thinks because I
Right.
know presidents of companies, and they're all the same.
Right. You're right.
Or I'm black, and he's a black. And I know how black folk are.
You're right.
And that's just prejudice.
I agree. And it's
So,
something
but if
that's,
you take the love into it, it all magically goes away, doesn't it?
that's why you can take kids at a young age and put all the colors together as a rainbow, yet none of them judge each other. Why is that? Why is it that you can put a room full of all different types of Chinese, black? Why is that? Because they haven't been taught to hate each other.
And beyond race,
Right.
let's do it. Last night I had a great opportunity. My daughter Macy, shout out to Macy. She doesn't watch, but if she did, right? So she's a freshman, and we went to a music band concert at the Kewaskum Gym.
Oh, wow.
So they had the choir on one side, and then band on the other side. It was a nice 2-hour night.
Okay.
Fantastic, yeah. Where I'm going with that is I'm born jock. I love sports, balls.
Right.
So I grew up that way, but to see those kids, so I deal a lot with and try to work with them on leadership and talk to
Okay.
them a lot.
Yeah.
As my daughter says, you know everybody in high school if they play a sport.
Right, right.
That's fair.
Right.
Okay, I'm like, no, I don't. She's like, well, name 10 people that don't play a sport. I'm like, okay, this is a problem.
Uh-oh.
But I went there last night, and it was not that I had a preconceived notion or I was against it, but I'm like, these kids are living their dream.
Yes.
These seniors are in tears. This is their last performance.
This is it.
This means as much to them, and in our country,
You're right.
we put sports way ahead of that, right? Like
Right.
this is their deal.
Yes.
This is their state championship. This is their last football game. And that was so cool to see. And I was so honored to be there and appreciative of those kids, and they gave every little ounce of effort. And that wasn't demeaning them, but there can be a prejudice there, right?
Oh, yes, it
the
can.
band kids.
Yep.
The band kids.
You're
Band
right.
kids, what's that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah, but you could be prejudiced against the jocks, right?
Yes. Yes.
They're the jocks.
That's right.
Football team.
Yeah,
losers.
you've already segregated it.
Segregated, that's the word.
The
right.
thing of it is you already segregated, and the problem with the country today is they got to put a segregation model on everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why can't it just be a cop? Why can't it just be a person? Why can't it just be a man? Why can't it just be a woman?
Republican,
you understand what I'm
Democrat,
saying?
Republican,
right.
Democrat.
I never understood.
It just be elected,
if we're all
elected
people,
official, right? Elected official.
Yes, if it's all about the people, why should there have ever been two sides?
Right.
Think about that. There should have never been two
I
sides.
think that all goes back to good and evil. We have to
There
have
you
two
go.
sides.
You have to have two sides.
You can't just love people.
Right, and you know what the crazy thing is? It still gives us the freedom of choice in the middle.
You know what I like to think about? I like to think about Jesus again as a person. It's always fun to think about Jesus as a person.
Yes, yes.
Because that's where it gets real. I think, I go back, what if he lived in 2021? Think of the people he hung out with, right? He hung out with prostitutes.
Oh, yes.
Tax collectors.
Yes.
Like leprosies.
Oh, yes, all of
Children,
that.
and children was not looked
Yes.
on as somebody you'd hang out with as an adult.
Right.
Bring me the children, he said, right? Bring me the children.
That's right.
That wasn't a cool thing to say. Bring me the Gentiles. Oh
You're
boy.
right.
The Samaritans. Oh my
right.
goodness. So I'm like in 2021, who would he be hanging out with? Transgenders.
He would. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I mean, you're talking the toxic culture.
Yes.
He'd be with the
yes,
liberals. He'd
yes.
be with, I don't know who, but it would be the gnarliest dudes with pink and purple hair and
Yes,
four
the gang
tattoos.
members. He would be with
Yeah,
all of them.
gang members,
Up
prison.
into jail. Yes.
Up into jail, right? And he'd be
Amen.
going,
Yes.
And then he did the hideous things. He would bring them to church with him.
Yes.
And then he'd have a glass of wine with him.
Yes.
And then he'd eat with them without washing his hands.
Yes. You're right. Amen.
And then guys like me and you, he'd look at us and he'd go, oh, you hypocrites over there, too good for us over here, huh?
You're right.
And I look at myself, I'm like, maybe he was talking to me.
You're right.
Because he'd say, oh, no, you guys are good. You do
You're
your
right.
church thing, you do your church pod. I'm over here making a difference.
You're right.
That's tough.
That's a tough one.
That's a tough pill to swallow.
It is true. You know, I made a statement. I said if there was a march going on and Jesus was the center, and over here you had these people and that people, would you keep straight? Or which side would you jump on? Mm-hmm. You know, you have to make those choices. I mean, I made a choice to say it's not about my skin color. It's not about my age. It's all about my character. God has created a character in me. And when it's time for me to leave, I want somebody to remember that character. And that character is based on love. Love and truth. You know, grace and truth go together. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I've always said, you're right. Those are the people he would hang out with. And they would despise him. They would hate him. Yeah. And that's why I learned to do the opposite. I want to love the guy that sets and dress up as a woman. I don't care. I want to love the gang member. I don't care. I want to love the criminal. I don't care, because that love is what it's going to take to change that person. Mm-hmm. The reason why half of these people become who they are is because somewhere along the line, they've lost the lack of true love. And that love comes from Christ. And like I said, you talked about a billboard, remember? Yeah, for sure. And I said if I had the opportunity to do it.
I've never had anybody just hijack my billboard.
Look at that. Yeah, hear that billboard. That's a beautiful billboard.
So for those that watch and listen every week, this is it. This is the billboard question. See, this is why he's an entertainer. He's like,
This is the billboard.
You walked me right into it. Okay, so I got to set it up now. Hold on. Uh-oh. You got a one billboard. What is it? What are you putting on the billboard?
You know, if I had the opportunity to put a billboard up, I would put everybody of every color, everybody of being whoever they want to be. Let them be who they want. Yep. If a man want to get up there and dress like a woman, go up there.
Right.
But
you've been known to do that at your shows.
Right. Yeah, because I do Tina Turner. You know, I got to let people know. You know what I mean? But I would put up there, I would say, why can't you just love me like Jesus Christ?
Woo! That's pretty good.
Man. Think about that. Now, when you drive by, who would you look up there and say, I don't like, I disagree with, I hate? Think about that. Because everybody that you think that you don't like will be up on that billboard. Mm-hmm. Or can you look up there and say, you know, if Jesus can love them, so can I.
I see it. Right? So can we all.
There you go. Mm-hmm. It's all about a reflection of who we are. When we point the finger, we're no better than the person that pointed the finger.
Absolutely. It really is the truth. That's good?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
Crazy.
I've learned a lot, man. I've really learned a lot.
How do you learn?
Just looking at myself. You know, every day. It's an everyday thing. A lot of folks think you can just, it don't happen like that. This is an everyday thing. I give thanks every morning, and I'm so grateful in all the things that has happened to me in my life. And I don't take the credit for none of it, because nothing comes to me unless he gives it to me. And the part with today, with life today, is too many people take things for granted and not realizing the Lord has blessed you just waking you up this morning. So what are you going to do with it? He woke you up. What are you going to do with it?
I said you only got a few bad days. Somebody dies.
That's right.
I said we're here right now. That means none of our friends or family are dying.
That's right.
We didn't die.
That's right.
And there are bad days. There's bad days. God never said there's not going to be bad days.
Yes.
But we're here, so today's a bad day. Not a bad day.
That's right.
Like we're here, so and the bad days are the bad days.
And you take advantage of it. You know, not my will be done.
Yeah.
But what do you want me to do today?
Yeah. I always struggle with that. What do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do?
And then that's tough, because sometimes the answer is not.
No, it's not what you want. You know,
and it's a whisper. Right. I always say the Holy Spirit, at least for me, people I think wait for this gong to bang, and this vision to come, and this dream sequence or something. It's a whisper. It's a whisper. It just is so. That's why you got to pray. That's why you got to reflect.
Yes.
If you're a nature guy, go for long walks, hunt, fish. Yes. Gotta be in nature. Gotta be with God, and it just comes as a whisper, and then it just keeps beating. But you know it'll drift. Yep. If you don't listen to it, it's gone. I try to say the rosary on my way to work and way home.
Yes.
I can't tell you how often that I drift. I can't say one darn prayer without drifting. You know, my brain
moving 100 miles an hour.
I'm halfway through the first Our Father, and I'm like thinking about 100 other things.
Yes.
I'm like, I can't even give 25 seconds to God right now. Are you kidding? Horrible. Wow. Like I said, look at yourself, right?
But you know what? It's a struggle every day. But the thing of it is that I like is He knows our heart. That's all that matters. He ain't asking you to be the smartest man on the planet. He knows that heart. And that's what matters. That is really what matters.
Well, and I've been studying a little bit grace too.
Grace.
Like I think people they beat themselves up so much.
Yes.
Like he knows you're going to fall. He knows your weaknesses. But thank goodness he's forgiven us all along the way. As long as we
I've never understood it when they sat back and they talked about Peter. Peter was always the guy who was, you're not going to this and you're not going to that. Peter failed the whole time. But you know what's so cool about that? Is Peter never stopped following him. Think about all the things that Peter did. They're not going to do that, cut off the ear. Remember, he did all those things. Yeah. But he never stopped following him. And then in the end, he told him, someone will grab your hands and lead you where you don't want to lead.
So,
you know what I mean?
So you study the Bible a lot.
I read the Bible a lot.
So you've read the Acts of the Apostle?
Yes.
Numerous times or whatever.
I
Yeah.
love Apostle.
And you know what I think?
Favorite.
The Acts of the Apostles after the Gospel, the Acts. I think that should be a movie. Because that is crazy. Like if you read the Acts of the Apostle, what they were doing was crazy stuff.
Oh yes. Yes.
Like, and that's literature of fact.
Yes.
And they were just nuts. I mean, they just did not care. I mean, they would just show up, do their thing, do some miracles. Like, all right, we'll see y'all later. I mean, we gotta go. I think it'd be just a great movie. It'd be great. It would just be a cool movie.
And it's amazing because something came upon them that a lot of us don't have on us, and they didn't have no fear. When the Holy Spirit came upon them, they didn't fear nothing.
No money, no place to stay.
Yes.
Get hung upside down. Hung upside down on a cross.
Yeah, Peter was hung upside down.
Yeah.
And everything that all the apostles and the teachers and all of them went through with the beatings and all that, Paul got it all happen to him because that's what he did. He persecuted the Christians, so everything that he did to the Christians, God did it to him. He said, you will be an example. So he was shipwrecked, he was starving, he's got beat, stoned, all those things.
You name it.
It happened.
And he kept saying, glory to God.
Glory to God. Because he saw something bigger.
I can't say I always struggled with my faith, but I always was very inquisitive. Still am, right? We all are. I was blessed with faith, but faith wasn't always natural.
Right.
And I think everybody says, hey, is God actually real or am I just faking this? Right? I think we all have that somewhere.
Yeah, you do. You have the little small doubts, but see, there are things that have happened in my life that I just cannot explain.
Yeah.
And he says that when those moments come, when God always makes something happen to you that you can't explain it, and nobody around you can, that's when he showed you who he is.
See, and for me, one of my biggest things on faith was I forget which book it is, maybe The Case for Christ, but there's been a few books written, obviously, about, hey, is God for real?
Right.
And the one thing that stuck with me always was, think of the apostles. Again, and if you don't believe, like, well, that the Bible maybe isn't real.
Right.
That's a factual, literal thing.
Right.
Like, that's the same. That's like saying Herod wasn't real.
You're right.
Rome wasn't real.
Yes.
You can say Jesus wasn't God, but you can't say he wasn't real. That's a fact.
Right.
Unless you say Julius Caesar was made up.
Right.
Like, oh, it's 2,000 years ago. Was Jesus really real? Yeah, he was just as real as Julius Caesar.
You're right.
I mean, if you can say you can say Julius Caesar wasn't real or Marcus Aurelius wasn't real, right? Like I read the Stoics.
Right.
Like, okay, well then nobody was real. Like, so he was real.
You're right.
And the apostles were real. So this is where I always came from, right? Or where I always go back to when I do question my faith. These 12 dudes, literally, their Savior, who they followed, died.
Yes.
Right? If he didn't rise from the dead, what was their motivation for the Acts of the Apostles? Why would they go through everything? Why would they go through hell on earth, if you will?
Yes.
Why did they lose fear? How do you go from, you're God, you're Jesus, you died on a cross, we made you disappear in the grave, right? We stole your body, we took you out, and now we are, let's go preach. Let's go preach. Let's go all the way up to death.
Something happened.
Give up all, something happened.
Something happened.
Something happened to them. They just didn't go, guys, you know what, we should just fake this. Let's fake this all the way to death.
Something happened.
I mean, even if it's a cult, any cult that exists, you don't go, let's just fake this all the way to death and be tortured and just keep saying the same thing over and over again.
There's always,
right, they would have been at some point been like, well, we're just kidding. I guess he is dead. Right?
You're right. No,
like something happened between the death of the crucifixion, which again is a fact of matter that he got crucified.
Amen.
And then something happened where they were just in hiding.
Right.
Freaked out.
Yes.
Incredibly so, right? Like, oh, this
Right.
isn't good. Downtown,
Right.
this is
Yes.
really bad.
You're right.
So
You're right.
the Jesus, he said he was God. They just put him on a cross. He's dead. I think
Yes.
maybe we should get a different job.
You're right.
Maybe we should move.
You're right. No, I'm feeling
And then
you on
all of a
that.
sudden, I don't know, a couple weeks later, they're like, whoa, dude,
Yes.
I'm all in. Like all the chips that got pushed on
All
the table.
in, like it snapped like that.
So you're telling me that was
Yes.
just a maybe?
And you know,
And so if he
yes.
rose, so I always go back to if he rose from the dead,
Amen.
then we better believe what he said. And he was crystal clear.
He was crystal clear.
What he said.
Yes,
it
he
wasn't
did.
like, well, maybe sometimes do this downtown. He didn't leave a lot of gray area.
You know, and the thing of it is I think so many people want to try to live out their years to the fullest. But the thing of it is, you don't know the day, the hour when it's your time to go. You just don't know. So the thing of it is do you take that chance? You know what I mean? Because even though we're having a conversation here today, I'm not guaranteed to make it home.
Right.
Because I can't predict what I'm going to face before I get on the road to leave. I can't tell you what I'm even see. You know? So the thing of it is why would you play with something? And everybody knows that everything that was foretold in the Bible all came true. Every last one of it. You know what I mean? So I know for a fact, there's no ifs and buts and even the slightest that Jesus Christ is Lord. I know that. And I don't need nobody to tell me that it's not, because of the things that happened in my life. And see, Joe, I don't tell a lot of people, but I'm going to tell you, my mother died when I was 16. When my mother died, she was baptized and repented. She didn't wake up the next day. What are the chances of that?
None.
You're right. But you know what the amazing thing that made it even more amazing is I was at peace. So something came over me when I was 16 and made me feel at peace, saying,
Which shouldn't have happened.
it
That's
shouldn't
not
have
normal.
happened.
It's
I
not
should have
normal.
lost my mind. I should have been upset. I should still be all that. You know what I'm saying? But some gave me peace. And only God could have foretold my path, which means I'm taking her so that you can be the man that I need you to be. You know what I mean? I'm taking her so you can be the man who you need to be. I don't want you to worry about her, and I want you to move forward. And I'm going to tell you, I don't regret it, what he's done, because the time that I would have had up here ain't going to even compare to the time I have in eternity.
It is true.
You understand?
You know, I read somewhere it's like, what if you haven't even met your best friends yet?
Yes.
Like if you're watching this and you're like, I got no friends,
Yes.
I got no family. Maybe you meet them all when you die.
You right.
Like, yeah, I've been waiting for you, bro. We can get
That's
along
right.
real good.
I'm telling you, yes.
And you know, God promised us there's going to be, and I love this because I like to have a few beers. You know, there's going to be wine in heaven. There's
Oh,
going to
yes.
be food. There's a job
Yes.
to do. There's cities. There's villages.
yes.
Like people think it's like I wasn't like real excited to go to heaven when I thought it was clouds and
Yeah.
clouds and harps, you know, and angels. No, it's like it's like a better world,
Yes.
right? Like there's more colors, there's more music.
Yes. God's plan is no
There's no time.
different than Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
There's a reason why he put them to work
Yeah.
and do stuff.
Yeah. And we're still gonna have jobs to do.
Oh, yeah, you're going to have a job to do.
Yeah, we're just gonna love it.
Yeah, we're just going to love
Right.
it. You know, we're going to love it forever.
Haven't
I may
seen
be
it
an
in a long time.
entertainer.
You're gonna be an entertainer.
That's what I am.
Whatever God made you, God made you.
I'm going to be an entertainer.
I don't know if I said this on a pod. I feel like I've said this on a pod. So if I go to heaven and I can dunk, like really dunk a basketball, I'm gonna give like all my hugs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
My sister, my brother-in-law,
Right.
grandma and grandpa, everybody I miss, all my
Right.
relatives, my friends. And I'm like, can I dunk?
Can you? Yeah.
I'll be like, I'll be right back.
See? Now, you know what I told
Give me a ball. Can I dunk?
Now,
But
I
it's going to be
told-
weird because I
yeah.
actually asked Father Mark, who is here in Campbellsport, I said, God, I believe there's sports in heaven. Because there's been sports with
believe
Native
there's gonna be
Americans, there's been
everything.
sports
Yes.
in Rome, there's been sports forever, right?
Yes.
So, and people have lived their whole life with passion about sports, so why wouldn't there be sports in heaven?
Yes.
But I'm like, what's with the winning and the losing?
Uh,
Isn't that interesting? Think about it. Who
yeah.
knows? There's so many things we don't
there's
know.
so much things to do. I don't
There's
believe
so many
that-
things that we don't know.
I think everything that is created, we got to realize that God creates everything. So if he creates it, then it's obvious he's going to use it.
Somehow, yeah.
Yeah,
It'll be
yeah,
interesting.
we can't create nothing, right? We can't create nothing. So when a basketball is created, it's obvious who is the creator.
Yeah, unless it's for evil. And if
There
it
you
wasn't,
go.
then it's for
It's
good.
not. It's for he wants us to enjoy it, but he also wants us to know that he's first.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's okay for me to go sing, but
Right.
he's first.
Yeah.
It's okay for me to
Enjoy life.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I want to mention that, like you said, people are trying to live their life to the fullest, and I think people actually have that kind of goofed up.
Yeah,
Because and you go back to when your mom died.
Yes.
When my sister passed away when she was 22, 23,
Oh, wow.
and then my brother-in-law passed away 18 months later, right? So I think I was on a path to live my life to the fullest. Like I always said, YOLO, you only live once, right? Way back.
Right.
But way back then we didn't say that. But I said, I'll sleep when I'm dead. And I just chased life. You know me, like I was just born with a zest for life.
Yes.
Not that other people aren't, but like I had a zest for life. Let's do stuff.
Yes.
Let's do stuff. And then I realized but do stuff with God first. I'm actually always currently trying to do less and less and less. Make the smallest impacts. Because I always say I need to do more and more and more.
No, you don't want more.
And broader, broader, broader. Just like you, right? Like
I
want to play in front of 20,000 people, 50,000. I want to go viral. I want to be on America's Got Talent and be the winner. And well, that's not God's path for you.
That's not God's path for me.
But can you make an impact with one person? What is God's will? Because God's will is all 7 billion of us, not everybody gets to do everything because you want to do everything. So it's the little driplets. A Mother Teresa always said the smallest droplet makes the biggest ripple impacts. Opening that door for somebody.
Amen.
Giving them a genuine smile through the mask, right?
Yeah,
when we were doing that. But giving somebody a genuine hug or saying, how are you doing? I just read this, which I love this one. You ask somebody how they're doing, and they say, fine, great. And you ask them one more time in their eyes, downtown, how are you doing?
Right.
Totally different, right?
Total different concept. I don't let a person pass by me without saying hi.
Oh, I know you, yeah, for sure.
I say
He's
hi to
my
everybody.
next door neighbor, and that's like a block away. Reese, next door neighbor.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm like, I should take a right now.
I say hi, everybody.
He's not going to see me.
He's not going to see me.
5:30 in the morning. There's he is.
That's funny.
That's my God. So we could probably talk about God to the end of time.
Yes.
I have a feeling you and I.
Yes.
But I have a question. You just built a house.
Yes, we just built a house in Kewaskum. And you know what's so weird about that is I just want to say something real quick. God says, Jesus said, ask and it shall be given. He said that everything that is given to those who have given their life as Christ has already been predestined. So I sat back and I look at that house and I said, man, only the Lord would have wanted me to have a house. And we prayed over that house because it's a cornerstone. That's what we named it. I said it's a cornerstone. We're praying over it. And, because I looked at that corner.
I just do this like, oh, poor Julie.
Yeah, I'm like, man.
Really? We just can't have like a normal house downtown? We got to have like a name. It's got to be God-driven.
Moving in that neighborhood, it's just been amazing. I've already started going up the block and introducing myself, and it's been truly amazing.
How was the house building experience? You used Drexel for some materials?
Yes, Drexel did an amazing job. They brought it all together. My wife got to come out here and pick all of the things that she wanted. And then, of course, I had a little package gift in the garage, which was phenomenal. But yeah, who would have thought that I would have been doing shows for you guys, knowing you guys? You also sponsoring the parade, Kewaskum Parade, Drexel sponsored that. But who would have known that in time, the connections, that you guys would be building a house for me?
I know, isn't that crazy?
That's
so
isn't
fun.
that something?
Just wonderful how it all full circle.
It
right?
all comes together, and,
Right.
and it's all God's plan. See, God makes all the things work together
Crazy.
for His good.
That's good.
Yes.
So, okay, if we want to hire you, I'm watching this, right? I can go YouTube videos to see you a little bit, right?
Yep.
So I can just Google Downtown Harrison on YouTube.
Downtown Harrison. I'm on Instagram too.
Instagram. Yep, go follow him on Facebook,
Yep.
Insta. If I want to hire you for something, and you do gigs, so you're going to do, where are you all going to be at this summer?
I'm going to be at State Fair this year. I'm going to be doing Summerfest. Matter of fact, Strawberry Fest not happening, but they are still having something up there. I'm actually going to be doing, I'm going to be in Kewaskum at Party on the Pavement.
Party on the Pavement?
Yeah, since I'm in town, I'm a new member now. They figured to bring me out. But I'm going to do the West Bend Market a couple of times and stuff down there.
And you do weddings?
Weddings, company parties, corporate parties. I do a little of everything.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what age you are.
What's the weirdest
anniversaries and all
one
that.
you ever did? Like weird, like just like bizarre, if you can talk about it. Like, ew, that was really weird.
I did a wedding, and I hate to see it, but one of the guys, he went commando on the dance floor, everything. That was just
full booty
full
naked.
commando. I didn't get it. I played Staying Alive.
And he just went.
And I turned around. First he was doing
I mean, the underwear is a little funny, but just
I turned
all the
around
way.
that way, and I looked again. I said, okay. I turned around again. That was the last time I played Staying Alive by the Bee Gees.
You didn't know if that was a thing. Like,
I'm telling you, I didn't know what was happening. But you know, all my weddings have all been blessing. I did do one wedding that was kind of out of the ordinary. I did a wedding between a lady from Africa and a Russian. Well, there was a conflict because the Russian people wanted to hear the Russian music. The African people wanted to hear the African music. So when I played
you
African
mean like
music,
cultural music?
Yeah, cultural African music.
So you gotta like search it on?
Yes.
Like, wow.
So I would play that, and then the Russian people would get mad. Then I play the Russian music, and the African people get mad. I'm like,
I can't win.
I gotta play whoop, there it is. You know, whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is.
Okay, so I have a couple. Luke, you might have a couple of questions. Hi, Luke. How you doing?
Hey, how you guys doing?
He's been listening the whole time. Luke was
You
like,
bad dude.
where is this going? So now Luke's back. He's like, okay, I get this. So I have a couple of interesting questions. I've been to a lot of weddings. I've seen you at a lot of weddings. I've done a lot of weddings, but more weddings than funerals, so that's good.
That's right.
So if I want my song played next, right? Because you get that every show.
Oh yeah.
Right? So what's it cost? What's the right protocol? Not cost. Like, I shouldn't come up there and be like, downtown, play my song! Like, what's the right protocol? What's a professional way to do that? Besides going, play my song! That one song, it's really popular. It's got like F-bombs every 2 words, but play it, everybody's gonna love it.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I've been the type of DJ that when a person comes up and asks for a song, I literally try to put it on before they leave me.
You just make it happen.
Well,
then
I make it happen, but that's the thing.
They start shaking.
It shocks them.
Yeah.
So, you know, because most DJs, when you come up to them and say, hey, play a song, well, let me see if I can fit that into my ronda. You know, I'm not there to play what I want.
Right.
I'm there to make sure that the people who are there who have come to your wedding, that they have a good time. So when you get somebody to come up, if it fits in the genre, by the time they get to walking back and put on the song,
and they just start shaking.
And they just start shaking and go get him real quick. You know what I mean? Get that. You know what I mean? So that's what I like to do. I don't turn down any request unless it's
you
a
should
request.
You shouldn't be telling people that. Next time you're gonna have like some of your 30 songs.
Yeah, but you know, I'm cool with that as long as it's in the genre.
So, but how should I come up to you, right? Because me and Luke, we're like, I want to hear a song, but I don't know how to approach you as a DJ. Like, what's the best way to do it? Just say, hey, buddy, you got a minute? You know, what do you do? What's the best way to do it? Just be real nice about it?
Well, I'm going to probably approach you.
Well, no, but I'm sitting in the back. Me and him are sitting in the back like, I want to hear, you know, I got to hear, what's a Macarena right now.
Right.
I am feeling the Macarena so bad.
Yes.
But I'm shy, right? Like, a lot of people don't sit back. Like, you probably don't realize that. A lot of people are like, I don't know how to go up to them, but grandma wants to hear it. Like, what's the best way? Because I've seen some bad ways, again. Play Macarena! Like, what's a good way to do it? Is it just being professional, being nice?
Just come on up and just say, hey, would you mind playing the Macarena?
And you'd appreciate a tip?
Yeah.
You'd appreciate a little tip?
Well, you know what?
I think he would. I do that.
I mean, if you do decide you want to give a tip, I'm okay with it. But you know what? Just having the courtesy to play your song, to me, that's a tip within itself.
But again, Jim, be genuine, be nice. Understand if it's not within the genre. We're not playing.
Right. I like to keep it clean
We're not playing some death metal at Grandma's 90th party.
I got to be honest with you. Somebody had me to play Prince, but that was their choice. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Prince?
Yeah, the bad one.
Oh, yeah.
We'll just keep it at that. But it was the bride and the groom.
And that was requested by them.
That was requested by them, but that's their choice, you know. They pay me for what I do. And
how many minutes we got, Luke? Where are we at?
At 54 minutes.
All right, so anything else you want to add?
You know.
What did we not touch on?
No, I think we touched on everything. I think if there's anything that I would like to say to all my brothers and sisters, I know many people are confused with all this, and I'm going to just be honest, with picking sides, left, right. This segregation that's going on in the world has to come to a complete stop, and the only way that it can, unless we can begin to love each other for who they are and base our theories and our actions on love. And the problem with today's world is we have too many opinions Well, when it comes to me being able to love you, I have to put my opinions to the side. What I've always learned is I don't base my love on feelings. I base my love on a choice. See, I choose to love Joe. I choose to love him. What's your name now?
Luke.
Luke. I choose to love Luke. And the thing of it is that choice is the same choice that God did. He chose to send his son. That's what he chose. He said, I sent my son. That's a choice because he chose to love us even though we were sinners. Now, if we would have based that on feelings, we've been in trouble.
We still be in trouble.
We'd still be in trouble, right? So he couldn't have based it on a feeling. He had to base it on a choice. And what is the choice? The choice is he is love.
And I go back to that grace.
He is
So you
love.
imagine about God,
Yes.
if he didn't have grace for us, which means really, I don't know,
Grace.
it's hard to define grace, but think of it this way, right? We've all had, a lot of us are parents, you're a parent.
Yes.
Luke's not, but you have friends and family, right? That they annoy the hell out of you. So think about God right now.
That's right.
You don't think we're annoying him?
Yeah, no, you're right.
I sent my only
right.
son. He died on the cross. I have a Bible out. There's churches all over the world. There's
Right.
lots of stuff out there. And what are my people doing? We're hating.
I know.
We're making bad choices.
No.
Our music's horrible.
Yeah.
Art's horrible.
Yes.
Media's horrible. Like what? Where's God going? See, it's all working.
Yeah.
All my people. I mean, man, thank goodness there's grace.
And he's patient.
Ooh.
Slow to anger. I love that.
I wish I had that patience.
Isn't that something? He's patient.
I wish I had that patience.
and
That gives me the
slow
chills.
to anger.
Good thing.
And thank God he is. Because you know what? I sat back and said, thank God he was patient enough to wait for me.
Yeah.
What if he wouldn't?
All of us, man.
That's right.
All of us.
So my theory is he's still patient and he's waiting. And he's patient enough to give those out there who are lost to be found. And the only way that most of them are going to be found unless we keep doing what we're doing, because the power is not in we're out there doing it. The power is in the word. And the word is what changes people. So,
Yeah, example.
you know what I mean?
And one at a time.
Right.
We talked about
That's right.
no segregation,
Yes.
loving people,
Yes.
seeing you and I talking, being friends.
Yes. Yes.
And it's not just you and I, but everybody.
Everybody.
You know, I've had people say, "You friends with Downtown Harrison?"
Yes.
I was like, "Yeah." Oh.
Yes.
I'm like, well, why do you think that's weird? And I don't say that.
Right.
I just go on loving you and loving him.
Yes. Amen.
And it's that ripple effect.
It
so
is.
it's to get on back to that smallest things.
It is.
It's just that little stuff.
And it doesn't cost you nothing.
It don't cost you nothing.
It
Time.
doesn't cost you nothing
No,
for me
no.
to say that I love you. You
Luke,
know what I mean?
Luke,
Yeah.
we probably went on a lot of different paths that you didn't think we were going to go. Any questions in your brain?
Yes.
Yeah. What was your head all at?
Oh man, I don't know. I think you guys did cover quite a bit today. It's so like I was getting kind of confused. You're a DJ. You also do performances.
Yes. Yes. I
Okay, so
impersonate
somebody-
about 40 different voices.
But can we do that? That's how I was going to close.
Yeah, could
So
we
can you
get a
do it?
couple
Can
of
you do
those?
that like in a snippet style? Like
Snippet.
give me like 20 seconds Tina, 20 seconds Prince, 20 seconds Louis, and then we're going to close with Louis Armstrong.
All right. So,
Like,
so
I have a
so
question.
Prince is-
I have
Prince
a
is kinda
question
tough to
for
do,
you.
but we'll figure it out.
I have a question for you, and now this is being recorded.
Okay.
If I die before you and you're still able to sing, you want to play at my thing, my final card? You want to sing?
We're going to have a celebration.
Yeah, but are you going to sing? Will you sing at Mass?
Of course I will.
This is undocumented.
This is on document.
So Pam's gonna forget. She's gonna be crying because I'm me. She'll be real sad. My wife, my kids are gonna be
But I
sad.
don't know if you noticed, we're going to live to be 100.
Right, but we're gonna die.
Yeah,
And if
yeah.
I die before you, your responsibility. And my dad, he's gonna be a mess, and you know him. And then you're gonna
yeah,
show up at the door.
yeah.
So you're gonna have to go to him.
I got to go to him.
Said I heard our friend Joel died.
Right?
I gotta play.
Now, let me ask you a question. Will you sing at mine?
Nope.
Why? Well, I'll
Because
sing-
I'm a horrible singer. I'll come
no,
here.
hey, we got to be like salt and pepper.
We just talked about Willie.
You know what I mean?
I'll do my thing at
You bring-
yours.
you
I'll
bring
bring
the
some
salt and I'm gonna
I'll
bring the
what I
pepper.
do. I'll bring the energy.
Okay.
I'll bring the energy.
You at
here.
least come and talk.
I'll bring some laughter.
You'll come
Yeah,
and bring
you know
some
me.
laughter.
I talk. I
Okay,
can't quit
yeah,
talking.
yeah.
So I'll give me my babbly
Because you
goodness.
would know me. You'll be able to come in.
I'll bring
and
some
speak
babbly
good
goodness.
words.
I'll say some
Yes.
good words.
Beautiful. Then
But
I like that.
no, I'm not going to sing. But you're going to sing at mine?
Yeah, of
All right.
course.
And we close with Louis. I'll send you the playlist.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. Yes.
I got it all defined. On eagle's wings. Like, we're going to do some traditional stuff.
Oh, that's some good stuff. I like
Yeah,
that.
we're going to do some real gospel-y stuff.
Oh, I like that.
And then we'll close.
Yes.
Close with a little Louis. And then don't worry, be happy on
Yes.
the way out.
Oh, man.
You got to learn that.
You got that. Yes.
I got it all written down.
You got
It's
to
fine.
do. All right. I'm in.
All right, good. That sounds great.
I'm in,
Can you do
like
that
that.
snippet thing though? Can you do
Yeah,
like
let me
those
do a
20
couple
seconds?
things. Let's do
just
a
like
Louis Armstrong.
just can you just like keep spinning
I
up?
see trees of green, red roses too. That's Louis, Nat King Cole. Unforgettable, that's what you are. Neil Diamond. Where to begin? I can't begin to know, but then I know it's growing strong. Tina Turner. Laugh on the job in the city, working for Drexel every night and day. They were gonna end it at that one. That's good. We ended at that one, right?
Yeah, and then he does dances, right?
Oh.
So he does dances and he shuts it down, does the Michael Jackson thing.
Yeah, you know,
Mr. Roboto.
a little bit of everything. You know,
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
Some live entertainment just as well as DJing. That's
Yep.
what I am. I'm a little bit of
Yep.
everything. When you
Yep.
can't, when you want a little more than a DJ, and you want to pay a little less than a band, but still want some live performance.
There it is.
Then that's where I come into play.
And if I
Yes.
need to contact you, I should reach out to.
You can reach out to Facebook, Downtown Harrison, or my phone number. if you
Go
don't
ahead,
mind,
give it, yeah.
414-380-8455.
See if I had a real podcast, then it'd be
Call
flashing.
me.
It'd be flashing across the
flashing
screen.
across the screen.
Dude,
Call me.
like right here, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him right there.
Downtown,
Right?
look at that guy. I tell you, I know that guy.
You know that guy, right? So that's great. All right, well,
man.
man, that's it. You got
Man,
anything
this
else?
is beautiful. No, I am good.
Yeah, thanks for having me
This
on,
was-
man.
no,
God
thank you for
bless.
having
God
me on.
bless, my
God
friend.
bless you.
All right, awesome.
Cheers, one more time. One
Yeah,
more time.
one
for
more
the
time. Here we
road.
go. Take it out.
Oh,
All right,
man.
sing
Here
us,
we
sing
go.
us,
Cheers,
sing us,
everybody.
Louis on the way out.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for Drexel and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Oh yes.
That's great.
Beautiful.